Hello and welcome to the Kayden Show, today's best country mix. And joining us right here today is Jazlyn Sward. Jazlyn, how are you?
Hi, I'm so good. Thanks for having me on.
It is my pleasure. So, kind of tell a little bit about yourself to everybody to get started.
Okay. I am an actress. I have been acting professionally for probably about 2 years. I moved out to LA 3 years ago. So it's so funny. It took me probably a year to even start auditioning because I was so scared. I used to like put up self tapes and put up auditions, and it was so hard for me. But I finally got over it, and now I'm working as an actress, and I model as well. I grew up dancing in a dance company. Originally, I'm from Colorado, but yeah, I'm living my life here in LA.
That's awesome. What kind of made you want to move out to LA and start doing acting?
Well, it's so funny because my mom is from Torrance, California,
Oh,
and
okay.
yeah, so well, I mean, we all grew up. Me and my siblings all grew up in
hmm
Colorado,
hmm
but we would come to California like for vacations and things like that. And
hmm
when my parents got divorced, she moved back to California. And so it was kind of an easy transition because she was here and her parents
hmm
are here as well. Um, and then it was so funny because I actually moved to California to model, and the
hmm
modeling industry wasn't really accepting me in their agencies because of my height. So
hmm
they all were told me to try acting, and then I did, and then here I am.
That's awesome. And kind of
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about what you've been in.
Oh yes. I've done a few. I'm a part of the YouTube series
hmm
called Darman. I know that you've worked with Avery White and some people that are regulars on that show. What a
hmm
good community that is. I've done a few Lifetime movies. My first movie I ever did is called Pom Poms and Payback. I'm a cheerleader. It was super fun. I've also was a co-star in the HBO Max series called Winning Time. Alongside, it's about the Lakers in the '70s. I got to dress up um, like I was in the '70s, and it was super fun. Yeah, I mean, do a lot of commercials. Yeah.
Totally, and I also see here they've done stuff for Night Carriage, The End of the World, and Student Seduction.
Yes, Student Seduction is a Lifetime movie. Night Carnage is, I think it's so crazy. It's so funny how long production takes because I
Mhm.
probably shot that a year and a half ago, and it's still not fully out. They're still editing.
Mhm. Yeah, and that's one of the things, like, that's interesting. You guys find out before even, like, we do as, like, fans or media. So it's one of those things where it's, like, really interesting to see the process kinda go along.
Right. Yeah, definitely. It really puts everything into perspective of like how much it takes for coloring, like
Mhm.
movies, sound, editing. Like it has to go through so many people. But
Mhm.
so grateful to be on this journey, and yeah, I've had a lot of fun on movie sets.
Totally. So if you could act with anyone, who would you choose?
Oh my god! Wow, what a question. Um, Jim Carrey.
Mhm.
Jim Carrey. I feel like I have a little bit of his energy, like how he's very eccentric, and like
Mhm.
very present. And I love Jim Carrey. My favorite movie from him is The Truman Show, and I just think that he's wonderful. I think he's a legend. There's only
Mhm.
one of Jim Carrey, so definitely him.
Totally. And I'm gonna ask you this question, and I don't know if it's gonna, be a hard one or not. I think it's going to be. But do you have a favorite Darman episode that you've been in?
Oh, oh, you know, yes.
Okay.
I just did a reaction for one of them.
Mhm.
With Avery, they are starting this new reaction channel to Darman, and it
Mhm.
was they changed the title so much, so I don't know if I'm gonna get this right. I might butcher it, but college girl tries to steal high school's girlfriend, high school student's boyfriend or something. So I
Mm-hmm.
Avery Avery is dating Azim
Mm-hmm.
in this episode, and I'm trying to steal her boyfriend by telling her that,
Mm-hmm.
or convincing her that he's going to cheat on her. And it was really fun because me and Avery are like very close. So
Mm-hmm.
it's fun to be the villain. And obviously, I would never, say these things in real life. So
Mm-hmm.
the villain is just, you can really like let the reins down and do whatever, because it's so far from who I am.
Definitely, and that's the beauty of acting, that's not how you would typically interact with someone, but
Right.
also remembering that, it's a show. You're supposed to be creative, have fun with it. So,
Right, exactly.
totally. So, do you have any advice for those who might want to start acting or modeling or anything like that?
Ooh. Um, I think the most important thing is just to stay true to yourself. There's really, the industry can want you to do different things and lead you on different paths. And as long as you are always evolving and always connecting with yourself and what aligns you and what makes sense for your soul in every moment, then you'll be okay. But, there's a lot of things that will steer you in different directions. And if you're not careful, you can end up in a place where you don't want to be.
Hmm.
Um, Serving other people instead of serving yourself. And it's like it's interesting, like acting is the only industry really,
Hmm.
you you're dealing with your personal life. Your personal life is like your professional life, because
Hmm.
your emotions are your career, your feelings are your career. Like these things are not normal. So you definitely staying true to yourself, and always always having commitment to that.
Definitely, and it's one of those things too where this industry, like you said, can go in so many ways. There's people that might want you to do something that you're not in the best comfortable mood to do. So it's really tricky, and when you're first starting, it's kind of hard to get through the maze, as I would like to call it.
Right. Yes,
Hmm.
100%. It's like it's hard to get in, and then once you're in, it kind of feels
Hmm.
normal. Like, you're fighting so hard with these auditions, and once you get on
Hmm.
set, it's like, oh, well, this is just great, and this is just fun, and this is just normal, and this is just my life. It becomes very normal once
Hmm.
you get on set. Yeah.
Totally. Yeah, I agree with you 100%.
Mhm.
If someone was to make a movie, show, whatever about you or your life, what would it be about?
Oh my gosh, like if it was a reality show or a documentary or something like that?
Yeah,
Hmm.
I think I might have stumped you there.
Yeah, that's a I have never thought about that, because with
Mhm.
acting, it's like you're putting on different people
Right.
all the time. So I'm not really like thinking about if I had a movie, but maybe it would be about my journey with acting, and maybe an actor or maybe a model that,
Mhm.
wasn't accepted into the industry, and she had to
Mhm.
go through acting to get her, and then she, fell in love with it. But there is a lot of rejection in this in this
Mhm.
industry, but maybe something about that along those lines. I don't know if that's the most like
Mhm.
basic answer, but I would have to think about that for a few days, because I really have never thought about that.
Totally, it's something that you gotta really think about, especially if you don't even have that on the mind.
Yeah, it's definitely, I'm like thinking about different characters, why they do the things that they do,
Mhm.
understanding other people. Um, it is important to understand yourself before you understand other people. which is like what goes back to what I was saying before.
Mm-hmm. So if you weren't acting, what would you be doing right now?
Maybe I would be still trying to model or maybe dance. I'm a dancer as well. I love dancing. Those are really hard industries as well. But I've always seen myself as a performer. I was always on stage from the time I was 5. I was always on stage. Even singing as well. Like I did musical theater and things like that, different productions, whether it was dance, singing, acting. I didn't really act that much. It was more like dance, but I've always been in this entertainment world. And maybe I would love photography too. I love shooting. I was just on set with a friend for a music video and I did some behind the scenes BTS shots. So I really love like cinematography. DPing might be in my future, which is really exciting. Maybe writing. I do a lot of reels and like little shorts with my friends that we write together, we shoot and produce together, which is so inspiring and so rewarding to do that, not just with friends, but when you create it yourself, it's yours. It's your own creation. So there's definitely a lot of it, as long as it's in the entertainment world and I'm creating art in different ways and different channels, I would be happy.
I agree. When you have your own thing, it makes you feel, I guess, good inside is the word.
Yeah, and like we were saying with acting, it's like you're always waiting for another person to say, "Oh, you're booked. Oh, we want you for the role." And you're always auditioning for other people. So when you do it for yourself and you write it for yourself, it's like no one can take that away. It's yours.
Totally. So do you have any new projects that you're gonna be in? Anything with Darman that you can announce?
Ooh, I can't announce yet, but what I'm on set tomorrow for this commercial. It's for actually this podcast called Pocket FM. And basically it is kind of similar to a Darman script because I guess I'm waiting for my fiance to meet me at this courthouse and he stands me up and dumps me. And then I run into someone and he asks me if I want to get married, because if he doesn't get married in the next 15 minutes, he turns 30 and then he loses his grandfather's will, which has like, he is a billionaire or something. So I end up marrying this stranger and get dumped by my fiance.
Wow.
Which is very like Darman plot twist, like the shocking or the ending will shock you, things like that.
Yeah, definitely. I could kind of see the resemblance there. And what podcast is this for?
It's called Pocket FM. I think it's a new app or a new that they're putting out. I think they're just putting it out in the US. I think it was in India for a while. So
Gotcha. That's cool.
Which is also similar to Darman.
Yeah. Definitely. So, do you have a message for those who have been either following you for a while, your fans, anyone that's listening or watching this that doesn't know much about you, or all the above?
I think I think something that like really helped me, not just staying true to yourself, but also I have another commitment to myself, is just like growing as a person and finding every opportunity to do so, whether that's like on set or an audition or a relationship or a friendship or things like that. There's always ways to evolve and change, and we're meant to change as people. I think the only thing constant in the world is change. I think we can understand that. So, it's like when you can control the way that you change and being intentional about it, I think that's really powerful. And to all the people that have followed me for a while, thank you for coming on this journey with me. It's like really cool, I've been through a lot of different phases in my life, and it, it's really fun that people have seen those not seen those phases, not just I have. The people that have followed me for a while have seen that as well.
Hmm. So where can people find you on social media if they want to give you a follow and become on this journey with you?
Yes. My Instagram is at Jazlyn Nicolette Sward. I post on there a little bit. It's for modeling, acting. I do some reels like I was talking about. I made a poem the other day and I sent it to a friend, and made it into a song. So that's on there if you want to check it out. I'm always creating art, things like that. Yeah, basically my handle on everything is Jazlyn Nicolette Sward.
That's awesome. And is there anything that I forgot to mention that you would like to mention today?
No, I think that was it. Thank you so much for having me on though. This is really fun.
You are most welcome. And again, I would like to thank Jazlyn for taking the time to come on the Kayden Gordon Show, today's best country mix. We appreciate your time so much for being here today and taking the time.
Thank you, Kayden.